Good Friday morning, my good friends. Thank you for attending this village gathering. Today, it's time for your Friday weekly wrap up, where we will pull one card for the collective and individual cards for those who request to wrap up the week. What did you learn? How did it go? How did you do? I am live streaming on YouTube, but also multi-streaming on Twitch and YouTube and Instagram. So wherever you are, if you would like a card to wrap up your week, let me know and I'm happy to do it for you. And if you happen to join us on Monday and you remember what card you got on Monday, let me know because it's fun to put those cards together. Now, we will do that for the collective as well as we look at the 3 collective cards we did on Monday. Before I do any of that, though, I want to say a huge, huge, huge thank you to Claire C. for being a member for more than 3 years and contributing to the Frosty Frozen Beverage Fund, which she herself started. And Michelle's Mystic Corner, Michelle, thank you. Thanks for being a member. And thank you for the super chat. Really, really, really. Jen Sankey has liked the stream over on Facebook. Thank you so much for that. Hey, Tanya and Medium That Rocks, I see you on Instagram. And Tanya, it looks like you've hopped on over to Facebook. No, excuse me, to YouTube. Where am I? I don't know. But I know I'm broadcasting, and I know it's time to go over to CardCam, where you can see I have chosen the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, which is Lo Scarabeo through Llewellyn. And here's an interesting fun fact. I was in the room, probably 2000, literally the year 2000, at a tarot conference where a Llewellyn representative told us about their deal with Lo Scarabeo, that they were going to be distributing Lo Scarabeo decks in the United States, and what a big deal that was. And then the market got flooded with some really interesting art decks from Lo Scarabeo. But this one was actually pretty darn good. So here we are. Okay. Now, let's see. I want to say a huge thank you to Audrey M. Audrey, thanks for being a member for more than 2 years. Thanks for using members-only emojis. And thanks for being the first person that I see to remind us what the collective cards were on Monday. And they were cool. I remember it was the Wheel of Fortune reversed, the 6 of Wands, and the King of Wands. And what you said about it is we're not to blame bad fortune for lack of victory. Right. Because the King of Wands and the 6 of Wands tell us victory is possible even in the face of bad luck, the Wheel of Fortune reversed. All right. What is our collective card to wrap up the week? Sorry. What is the collective card that will wrap up the week? The King of Swords. And so this sort of says, well, okay, and interesting, like 2 kings, like leadership is important here. But we do recognize that there are, like, with swords, we have to really think about the details. And we recognize that there are some details that make things harder. And while we cannot lean into a sense of victimhood, and we cannot abdicate our vision for our own victory, we do need to sort of temper with the idea of like what is actually true in this situation. You know, it's great to have faith, but along with faith, there must be truth. And Frank Kwiatkowski, thank you for liking this stream. Frank's going to be a guest on this channel before too long. If you don't follow him, you absolutely should. Tarot Awakenings, fabulous, fabulous guy. All right. so let us get going. RSDSS wants to know when this deck came out, which is a great freaking question. It was given to me. I don't have the LWB. Is there a date on it? I cannot date this deck for you easily. I do not know. I would guess it's within the last 10, 20 years. The price is often an indicator. $26.95 would make it newer. So, potentially. Anyone know the date on this deck? I do not easily. Okay. Let's get going, starting with Smile Soul 20. So good to see you. Thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. We really appreciate you. And thanks for being a moderator. Smile Soul 20, wrapping you up. Man, we have been having these kinds of reversals of late. Here we have a Page of Swords reversed. I just wanted to see what the next card was. It's the Magician, which is just interesting, right? Here we have the Page of Swords reversed. And I'm interested. Wow. Okay, Audrey M., I see that, and I'm really surprised. Are you sure? Audrey M., are you sure you're not looking at U.S. Games Art Nouveau? Are you seeing this one? Let me know. I'll believe it, but let me know. Just double check that for me, because that would surprise me. All right. I can be surprised, though. Smile Soul 20. Here's the thing. You've been getting a lot of reversed pages recently. And I think that's because you don't have enough people to talk to. And I think that's because in certain situations, you have to be very, very careful what you say. This week, I think you had those situations where you had to be careful what you say. It's not an easy thing. Make sure you have people around you that you can really talk to, that can really see you and hear you. Oh my gosh, so I stand really, really corrected. I can't believe that in 1989, this might be a next edition. This might be a next edition, because I can't believe in 89 they were selling a deck for $26.95. I just cannot believe it. But apparently, thank you, Audrey M., original date on this, 1989. Yeah, I'm having a hard time believing it, but okay, we'll move on. That's crazy to me, because they didn't partner with Llewellyn until much later, but could have been in Italy. So here we go. Over to YouTube Vertical. We have Divine Timing. Good to see you. A wrap-up card for the week? Absolutely, yes. 3 of Swords. 3 of Swords. Divine Timing, I think this was a hard week for you. I think you had a really hard time. And I think that you right now are doing what you need to do for healing. And healing is what is necessary. It's got to happen. Oh, okay. Trey's dating this at 2019, which is where I would have put it. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll do the research. I'll make a whole video on it. Tarot history is so fun. Okay. Over on Instagram, Amy Penn 64. Here we go. Page of Pentacles reversed. I feel like there's a lot of questions around work, around money, and around younger people in the family, and that can be an issue. That can be an issue. But it is what it is. I think you did a good job responding to what you needed to respond to, and even better, Amy, you did a good job not responding when it was better to not respond. All righty. Candy B, we are doing you next. Hold on 1 second. Okay, Candy B, we're doing you and Marlon. On Monday, you had the Fool and Marlon had the Four of Swords reversed. I remember. I mean, I wouldn't have remembered if you hadn't reminded me, but now that you did, I do remember. Okay. Candy B, here we go. On Monday, you had the Fool, and now the Three of Cups. Those cards really go together very, very well. Think about it. We are having fun. We are being creative. We are exploring, and we are enjoying. So I feel like I'm hoping you had a really good week this week, because these are two really good, happy cards for you. Now, Marlon had the Four of Swords reversed and the Seven of Pentacles. So I think Marlon was busy, but I think he was more focused on work, getting things done. And I think you may have been focused on your own personal exploration, on your own growth, and on your connection to others. Either way, I think you both had really good weeks. Oh, Trey, thank you for that research. I really appreciate that. Tracy Lasham, good to see you over on Facebook. Glad you're here. Thanks for being here. Here's a card for you. The Eight of Pentacles reversed. This week, I wonder if there was something having to do with work or training or education, something that you're learning or something that you're trying to perfect that did not go your way. If this is the case, I don't see this as personal. I don't see this as about your skills. I see this as really being about, I see this really as being about, it looks like going forward, you may need to do things a different way. Maybe there's a job change. Maybe there's a change in the way you're learning or in the way you're doing things. And that may feel a little scary, but I think it's actually going to help you. So be open. And Versha Sharma, good to see you. I do, on Fridays, as you can see, I do a card for the week that was. If you'd like me to do that for you, I'm happy to do it, and I'll do it. I'll do it right now. We have Justice reversed. So Versha, like the feeling that I get here is this has been a hard week and things are feeling out of balance. And it kind of goes along with your question. It's going to take time. You are going to need to be patient. And I think that really colored this week. Going forward, do what you have to do so that patience is not going to be an issue. Sticking over on YouTube Vertical, Tanya, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. I saw you on Instagram as well. Glad you are here. Here's a card for you. We have the Ace of Pentacles. This week, Tanya, you did a really good job staying grounded, staying practical, and doing what you need to do to move yourself forward. You are definitely on your journey, and it may be taking a long time, but you're doing it. And Nikki Tiga, good to see you. A card to wrap up your week. The Queen of Swords. I feel like communication has really been an issue here. And if you want, like going forward, if you want to make things better, communication is what's going to be necessary. Sharangini Shri, when we wrap up your life, not your life, your week, sorry, we have the Ace of Wands reversed. I think this has been a little bit of a tough week. What you need going forward is more energy and more motivation. So self-care is the way to do that. Going forward, good self-care. All right, Betty Flesher, so good to see you. It was great to see you at class last night. For those of you who didn't make it to our class last night, watch the replay. It's available in portrait and OG, and it's probably worth a watch. Betty Flesher, thanks for being a member for more than 3 years, and thanks for using members-only emojis. Here is a wrap-up card for you. 4 of Wands. This week, you did a great job creating the space that you needed to create to do what you needed to do. Really, really appreciated, and thank you so much for doing what you need to do for yourself. I think I know what this is about because you sent me a message, but it could be about other things too. Either way, it is time to celebrate, not just what you did this week, but everything you've done leading up to it to create where you are and where you're going. Candy B, thank you. I see that you gave me the collective cards as well. Really, really appreciate that. Barbie Bird, you are up next. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 2 years. Okay, and we're going to do you and Michelle, who is Mixuer. Mixuer's on their way to the music festival. You know, when I first became aware of Mixuer and who they are, it was because I clocked that they were going to a music festival and they are a tarot person. And I'm like, music festival? Tarot? That would be my kind of a person. All right, Barbie Bird, here we go. 7 of Swords reversed is how you started the week. And you end the week with the 4 of Swords reversed. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love this for you, but everyone listen up, please, because this is great. This is a great message for everyone. We started with the 7 of Swords reversed and we end with the 4 of Pentacles reversed. So they're both reversals. So it is sort of asking or talking about a switch in the way that we look at things. When you trust your integrity and are willing to speak your truth, you can also trust yourself to set boundaries, which means you can be freer and more open with your energy. And I'm wondering, like, that's true for all of us. Like, that is a true statement for everyone. But Barbie, I'm wondering if you did that this week because the cards done said you did. Oh, Barbie, good. This really makes sense for me, especially the Pentacles. I'm trying to make a lot of changes with my money management. There you go. There you go. And boundaries definitely came up a lot, I bet. Hey, Lumen, we have missed you. So good to see you. Thanks for being here. All right, now we're going to do Mixuer, Michelle, at Barbie's request. And Mixuer, of course, is also a member here. Okay, and on Monday, Mixuer had the Ace of Swords and now Judgment reversed. That's also an interesting combination of cards. Like, you know the truth, but do you want to speak the truth? You know the truth, but do you want to speak the truth? And there are times, Mixuer, where really you don't, because whoever you're speaking it to may not be ready to hear it. So I feel like this week you got really good at figuring out the best way to express what you're thinking. And my mother used to say, do not cast your pearls before swine. I think maybe you're learning that. Okay. Melt Like Butter and JJM, so great to see you over on Twitch. Would you like cards to wrap up your week? Ethereal Moonlight, so good to see you. Here, I'm just going to do your wrap up right now. Here we go. Ethereal Moonlight. The Lovers. So this week, Ethereal Moonlight, I think you did a really great job. making decisions, communicating, and figuring things out. It could be about relationships specifically, but it could be about other things too. So yeah, good job. Oh, Ethereal Moonlight, thanks for your kind words. All right. Okay, Melt Like Butter. Is it possible to know what kind of person I am through these cards? It is. But today, what I'm going to do is a card that simply wraps up your week. How did you do this week? How did it go? I'm going to do you, and I'm going to do JJM. So starting with you, Melt Like Butter. This week, I think you did a very good job kind of taking care of business. And like this could talk about what kind of person you are, in that it seems like you are good at nurturing what needs to be done, whether that's about home, whether that's about money, whether that's about work, whatever kind of work. You're very good at nurturing stuff and getting stuff done. That's what I would have to say. It's about the work. Got it. And you did a good job. Like, that's the thing. You did a good job. So this is who you are. You are a person who did a good job and will continue to. There it is. Wing X Wick, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Let me know if you'd like a card to wrap up your week. And sticking over on Twitch for a minute, we're going to do JJM. So good to see you. With Justice. This week, JJM, I think you did a really good job staying balanced. Now, if you're dealing with any like official stuff, contracts, legal stuff, court appearances, anything like that, it feels like you are supported. And if that happened this week, you did well. But one way or the other, you know, this says something about the way you treat others. You treat others fairly. And if you yourself are not feeling treated fairly, it's really important that you do what you have to do to change that situation. Hey, Revival of Venus, good to see you. You're coming in with an OMG. What's up? What's up? All right. Alex R., good to see you over on YouTube Vertical. Here's a card for you. You get the King of Wands. You did a great job this week being a good leader, being creative, being a warm person that people can approach, but also pursuing your passions. Well done. Hey, Neil, over on Insta. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Here's a card for you. Judgment reversed. This week, I feel like there's something going on here where you are looking to put closure to something, whether that is internal or external, something you have to decide yourself or something you have to say to someone else. I think you're really trying to figure out the path forward. And I promise you, you have spiritual guidance. You know, you just need to do it. All right. A Revival of Venus. Happy to catch us live. Well, I'm happy to see you, and we'll be happy to do that card for you in just a few. Thanks for being here. Up next, we have Audrey M. Thanks for being a member for more than 2 years, and thanks for using members-only emojis. You got the star on Monday. How do we follow that up? I don't even know how to follow that up. Man, we are being stalked by Justice right now. So we are following up for you. We are following up the star with Justice, which is amazing because they are both air cards in the major arcana. See what I'm doing there? That relates to our workshop last night. And so I'm going to say this week you have been thinking on a very high level. And the other thing is the star and Justice both reference a certain kind of balance. So on a very high level, emotionally and spiritually, Audrey, you have been working to find your balance. It's a good thing. Gen Xers, so good to see you. Thanks for being a member, and thank you so much for the super sticker. Really, really appreciate that. Really appreciate you. Trey Cameron, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a good researcher. Thanks for being a member for more than 2 years. Alex R., I just did you. Rewind for a minute. I just did you. Trey Cameron, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 2 years. We appreciate you. Yeah, I remember this. I didn't like this. You got justice reversed on Monday. Did not like this. Did not like this. Trey, you start with justice reversed and you end with the Four of Cups reversed. So, like, when I see the Four of Cups reversed, I think about making the best of difficult situations. And when I see justice reversed, I also think of difficult situations. So it may be this week you just sort of stood up and did what you had to do and made the best of it. However, there is a warning here where if it's someone treating you unfairly, please do not make the best of someone or something treating you unfairly unless it's strategic, Trey. So I want you to look at what is unfair. I did. Trey, you and I have never met in person. We've never had a phone conversation. We've never had a Zoom. And yet we know each other so darn well because yes, I did. Yes, I did. Namratha, I will get to you for a card in just a minute. But Trey is absolutely right. One request will suffice. And Alex, no worries at all. I understand. Glad you're here, and I'm glad I was able to get to you. Yeah, Trey, not a good week, but you tried to make the best of it. And clearly that's what the cards have to say, right? That's what the cards have to say. Okay, so Namratha, wrapping up your week. But yeah, it's good to see you. But one comment does suffice, seriously. But you also get the Four of Cups reversed. And I feel like this week is really has been about learning to make the best of difficult situations. And the question really is, if a situation is difficult, is it difficult but worth it? Or is it difficult but not worth it? And I think that's the question you're looking at, really. Really, 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 really. Oh, Wing X Wick, you like this deck? Yes. Yes, I do too. Absolutely. Oh, and Revival of Venus, I wanted to give you feedback. Last Saturday, I asked about my manager trying to merge our team with a new department. You said it would be yes, but it would take time. That's exactly what happened. Thanks for the feedback. Are you okay with that? Thank you for this. I think they will let many of us go before really opening the doors. Yeah, that may well be true. I'm so sorry you're going through all that. That sounds a wee bit stressful. All right. Okay. Okay, and Namratha, as you see, on Fridays, we do a card to wrap up the week. That's what I did for you. If you want to come back tomorrow, Saturday, 12:30 Eastern Time, and this is for everybody here, and I so appreciate all of you being here, Saturday Psychic Sampler, where you can ask anything at all. So get those specific questions and hit me up with them tomorrow. All right, Joanne Ellis, here we go. Thanks for being here. Wrapping up your week. Six of Cups reversed. Joanne, this week, I really feel, Joanne, that either like you spent some time with an old friend or talking to an old friend or thinking about a friend, I feel like maybe it's just a feeling. Maybe it's just a remembering who you are or remembering what feels good for you. One way or the other, though, Joanne, there is a sense of looking to the past to help you get to the future. Okay. And over on Twitch, WingXWick. Would it be possible to have a card? Absolutely, yes. Gen Xers just walk it off. Ha, you're so good. You're so good. Okay. Here we go. WingXWick, wrapping up your week. You know, this Four of Cups reversed is stalking us along with Justice reversed. But for you, WingXWick, it is the Four of Cups reversed. This week, I think you became aware of some things you are not entirely happy about or happy with. I think that you managed, again, to make the best of some difficult things and to make some difficult choices that I think really will serve you. So I think you did a good job in your positivity, and you did a good job making difficult but correct decisions. Oh, Revival of Venus, thank you so much for the kind super chat. That is very generous, and I really appreciate it. Josh Wilner, good afternoon. DePonte, nice to see you over on Instagram. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to do Josh Wilner on YouTube Vertical. Here's a card to wrap up your week. The Empress. I think this week you recognized a lot about your own need for nurturance. And I think you're embracing a great deal of healing. And it's healing not just from the past 20 years. It's like the whole life, which is not just you. It's all of us, right? We have to, the minute we're born, trauma begins. And so I think that this week you have been doing a good job creating an environment for healing. And while I'm there over on YouTube Vertical for Preeti, what we do on Friday is a card to wrap up your week, and I'm happy to do that for you. You're not the first person to get this. It's the Page of Swords reversed. This week, I feel like communication was not good. Maybe you did not feel comfortable saying what you needed to say. Maybe you did not hear the news that you were hoping to hear. But the reality is you are in a position of like waiting. I don't think there's anything more that can be said. I think you're in a position of waiting. And there it is. Okay, DePonte, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Over on Instagram, here's a card for you, wrapping up your week. Oh man, I shuffled, but here we are again with that Page of Swords reversed. And I think the key here is this week you have had to be careful about your communication. And I think you've done a good job. But I do wonder, in terms of your own growth business-wise, do you need to be communicating more or in a different way? I do wonder that. Vaishali, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Okay, wrapping up your week. Here we go. The Hanged Man. Vaishali, I think this week you did a fabulous job. Like, I want a gold star that I can give people because you deserve a gold star. You did a very good job this week. Not trying to control what you cannot control. Not trying to take care of what is not yours to take care of. You did a very good job staying in your own lane and doing what you can do and paying attention to what you can pay attention to. It's a shift, it's a new perspective, and it's a good one. Oh, Carolina, you're actually coming up really quickly. Very, very quickly. In fact, I'm doing Christina R., which is her sis, and her mom, and then I'm doing you, Carolina. Okay, Christina R., here we go. Monday was the Two of Wands reversed for you, and although I didn't have a chance to respond to it, you sent me a private note that let me know kind of what that may have to do with. And I'm so sorry. But what you have to avoid doing is getting stuck. You have to avoid getting stuck in that negative feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm back to the drawing board. Oh my gosh, I have to start all over again. Oh my goodness. And yeah, you are allowed to be sad, but don't stay stuck in that, because you have to move forward and keep going toward, you did not come this far to not succeed now, right? All right. For Karen was the Five of Pentacles, I remember. And now the Hermit reversed. And the thing is, there's two things here, Karen. I think you've done a good job being friendly and welcoming with people that you have sort of not been really comfortable with necessarily. And I think you're also trying to expand, whether we're talking personally or professionally. I think you are trying to expand yourself socially somewhat, and that is good and that is helpful. So even though there's some difficulty here, I think you're hanging in there, and I think you're doing what you need to do. Now, for Kim, Seven of Swords reversed for Kim, and now Queen of Swords. You are doing some difficult stuff, and that really shows up this week, and it's hard. And there's going to be moments where you're like, what am I even doing? But it's what you need to do. There it is. Okay. And hey, TC, yes, I will come to you in just a second. Likewise, Pimp named 24K. Okay. Carolina McMahon, I'm doing you next. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. Wrapping up this week, the Empress reversed. I feel like it's been a tough week. I think things that are promised are not coming through. And I think things on a personal level in the household may be a little difficult as well. And so this is hard. This is hard. But what you need to do is make sure you're nurturing yourself and taking care of what you need to take care of. That's the bottom line. Okay. Hey, TC, over on Twitch. Four of Swords. This week, I wonder if you weren't feeling your best or if you had to take some time apart. The Four of Swords is about rest. It's about recovery. It's about meditation. It's about retreat. And so, yeah, if you haven't done that this week, it is what you need. Excuse me. And I'm not saying what kind of rest or what kind of retreat. Everybody has their own way to recharge, but it's necessary. And for Pip name 24K, Six of Swords reversed. This week, I feel like you may have gotten yourself stuck in a kind of emotional thinking where you're not really sorting out your feelings. You're just in them and perpetuating them. Be careful about that. If you have a tendency to do that, be careful about that. And if there is something that you feel like is not moving forward, maybe give it time and maybe give it a different strategy, and perhaps it will. Okay, Lisa E., so good to see you. You are up next. Thanks for being here. We're going to do you and Jenna. Okay, Monday was the Hermit. Okay, Lisa E., Monday was the Hermit, and now you have the Seven of Swords reversed. So basically, you are not going to hang out with people that you don't find trustworthy, and you're not going to hang out with people whose values do not align with your own. End of story. And I think something happened this week that really solidified that for you. Now, for Jenna, the Hanged Man is how we started. Ooh, and now we have the Hermit. So, these are really interesting cards for Jenna because they are both majors and they're both in the second septenary. So it's really about coming to a place of emotional well-being. And honestly, it's about allowing time for introspection. Do not fear loneliness. That's the bottom line. Lisa Discoli, I see you coming on in on YouTube Vertical. On Friday, we do a wrap-up card, and I'm happy to do that for you. Come back tomorrow at 12:30, and we'll do a card on the job hunt. Oh, you got a new job, it looks like. Well done. Congratulations. And you know, this goes along with that concept. Because when we wrap up your week, 5 of Pentacles reversed, it's all about opportunity and being open to opportunity. And so that's the whole thing. And that's the way you want to go forward, Lisa, is to be open to this. This is a good thing. All right, skateboard. Skateboard 3, good to see you. Here is a card for you. 8. Major Arcana 8. Strength. Skateboard. I just have a feeling that this was a frustrating week for you, and you are having perhaps some frustration or anger dealing with others. Be careful that as you deal with that, you don't let that frustration come forward and make things worse. That's really the key. And DH, good to see you. Thanks for being a member for more than 2 years. Monday was the Fool. And now the Seven of Swords reversed. And so I feel like you're doing a great job on your journey, being open, being exploratory, but not being open to BS. Like you can be open, but don't be open to BS. So well done. Oh, Humble Beginnings, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Yes, of course. Here is a card for you, Humble Beginnings. The Magician. This week you did a good job with communication, with learning, with figuring out your skills, your tools, and your abilities. Well done. All right. Karen Hendershot, good to see you. Thanks for being a member for more than 2 years. Okay. You had the Sun on Monday. I love that for you. And now the King of Wands. How's your love life going? Just putting those 2 cards together, I really like it. Like, it's good for your love life. It's good for your creativity. It's good for your health and healing. It's good for your happiness. Like all the things you haven't had over this period of time, I feel like there's so much There's so much healing that's happening for you, Karen, and I hope you saw evidence of that this week. Amy, over on Twitch, would you like a card for the week ahead? No, sorry, it's Friday. Is it Monday? No, it's Friday. Would you like a card to wrap up the week that was? That's what we're doing here today. Lisa McCord, you were up next. So good to see you. Oh, I love this. You had the Four of Wands reversed. I think that speaks to my desire to move, but there are obstacles. I never pictured my son living here in this home, but here we are 4 years later. Yeah. But if you move to accommodate him, he'll move out the next day. That's not psychic. That's just Murphy's Law. So, Four of Wands reversed is how we started. Nine of Wands is how we end. And I think you're right. I think this is the conversation. But I think it's got to be a conversation like you recognizing, I need to move forward with my life. And is your son along for the ride or is he not? And if he's not, what's he going to do? What are your responsibilities here? What are his responsibilities here? And how does this work? And I think you're coming to these questions now. And these are the questions that you're going to need to ask going forward. And best of luck. Teresa, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. Thanks for being a moderator. Thanks for using members only emojis. 8 of Swords reversed on Monday. And here comes the Knight of Swords today, because we have nothing to worry about here. You are on top of everything you need to be on top of, and it is moving the heck forward. So well done. Claire C., so good to see you. Thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. And thank you so much for starting the Friday Beverage Fund and contributing to it today. Really appreciate you. You had the Seven of Swords reversed on Monday. We're seeing that card a lot here today as well. You get the Page of Pentacles. It may be that you are thinking about or learning about new ways to handle your money, your resources, your health, or your wealth. And I feel like you are looking at and looking for people you can trust, whether that's doctors, accountants, investors, whatever, people who can help you that you can trust. And I don't know if you actively did some of that last week, but that feels to be the energy going forward. Okay. Melissa over on Instagram. This is Melissa Grosso on YouTube, who's been a member for 3 years. I have no clue how to pronounce your name on Instagram, but I see you. And what did you say? Started with strength reversed, did not yell or swear at anyone. But Melissa, did you want to? Did you want to? That's the question. Okay. Strength reversed is how we started. And now judgment reversed. And okay, we have to bring into mind our class from last night. These are 2 major arcana cards, both reversed from the 3rd septenary. No, I'm lying. I was thinking about the start. Never mind. 2 major arcana cards, both reversed, one from the 2nd septenary and one from the 3rd. So as you learn to manage the difficult things around you, you develop not only emotional well-being, but spiritual well-being. Like, that's what I would take from that. That's what I would take from that. It is deep. It is spiritual. And there is a lot here about putting closure to the past and, like, forgive but don't forget, or become indifferent but don't forget. And so I feel like, you know what? Literally, you put these two cards together and all right. On to Von Ray. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. We really appreciate you. Monday was strength, and you're always trying to hold on to it. I understand. It helps. Finding the right people to have conversation with also helps. And so recognize that your integrity and your intelligence are good and lead you forward and helps you hang on to that energy of fierce compassion. I mean, isn't that what strength is? It's fierce compassion. There it is. Hey, Tiffany, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Let me do a card for you. On Friday, we do a card for the week that was, a wrap-up card. And here's a wrap-up card for you. 5 of Pentacles reversed. This week, I don't know if you know this or not, but this week, I think it's important to see and to recognize that there are a lot of great opportunities in front of you. Maybe you did a good job finding those opportunities, seeing those opportunities. One way or the other, they are there. All right. Martha E. Vink, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. Thanks for using members only emojis. King of Swords. This week, you did such a good job trying to make wise decisions as a leader in your family, as a leader in your job, as a leader in every aspect of your life, and you're doing a good job. All right. Yes. Michelle. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for being a member. And thank you for starting us off with a super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And friends, if you don't follow Michelle's Mystic Corner on YouTube, please do. Please do. All right, here we go. Wrapping you up, Michelle's Mystic Corner. The Knight of Pentacles reversed. I think you're really trying to move forward financially, and you're really trying to move forward in your business. And this week, there may have been some things that felt like setbacks. Remember, just like healing, it's not linear. It's up and down, and it's going to be up and down, and it's okay. You're getting there. All right. Baby cakes, here we are. Here we are. Here we go. Baby cakes, I love this for you. 3 of Swords reversed. It is all about healing. You are actively working on your healing, whether that is body, mind, or spirit. You are actively working on your healing. And that's what we need. Love it for you. Oh, Rebecca Dusk. Strength is fierce compassion. That's going in my notes. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay. Okay, who is up next? It is Joyous Ocean. Joyous Ocean, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 2 years. We appreciate you. And if you're not following Joyous Ocean here on YouTube, please do. Thanks for being a member for more than 2 years, and thanks for using members only emojis. Joyous Ocean, you are Dion C. Monsanto, and you got the 10 of Cups reversed. And now the Two of Swords reversed. I feel like you are really thinking about what you want to do vis-a-vis handling family, dealing with family, and thinking about relationships and romance going forward. What do you want to do? What's going to work for you? What's not going to work for you? I think you're thinking about that, and I think that's appropriate. Okay, Jada got the Five of Swords reversed. Jada got the Five of Swords reversed, and now the Knight of Pentacles. And I think it's the recognition that to live on the planet in a capitalism or whatever, you have to make some compromises, and you have to figure out what you're going to do financially. So I think you're figuring it out, and that's appropriate. Okay, Tiffany, on Saturday, at 12:30 Eastern time, we do the Saturday Psychic Sampler. You can come ask a specific question then. Thanks for being here. Jackie Masters, my good friend, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. Thanks for using members-only emojis. You started with the Hierophant. I remember that. That was powerful. And now the work that goes along with it. The Seven of Pentacles. That's interesting. That's really, really interesting. I feel like you are doing what you need to do to establish yourself where you are, but also to figure out where you're going. And it is hard work. And it's the spiritual lesson I learned from Mel Brooks. The king looks just like the piss boy. What do I mean by that? That as the authority, you also have to do all of the work. And it's not easy, but you're doing it. Oh my goodness, Baby Cakes, a dream about a tornado of bees. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say about that, except let's have some honey. Medium that rocks. Love the Mel Brooks reference, right? I know that, yeah. I'm not going to get into it here, but yeah. There it is. All right. Oh, you like it too, Jean? Fabulous, fabulous. Autumn Pond, it's your turn. So good to see you. Thanks for being here. Monday's card was the Ace of Pentacles reversed. So you started with the Ace of Pentacles reversed. And now the Page of Pentacles reversed. So this week, I really honestly fully feel, Autumn Pond, that there is question. It's either about money or about work. And it may be your paid work. It may be something else that you're working on. What's going on with either your finances or your work that isn't going the way you want? And what do you need to do to fix it? That's really my question to you. Okay. Cassandra, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. Raquel, I can see you're here as well. So thank you for being a member for more than 3 years. Thanks for using members only emojis. We're going to do Cassandra, Raquel, and Gemini Sun. So let's go. All right. Cassandra, wrapping up your week with the 10 of Swords reversed. I think this week you have done a really good job not over catastrophizing things that you don't like or things that don't feel good. And that's what we all need to do. It may not feel good, but we can't over-catastrophize it. And you're doing a good job with that. For Raquel, your mom, 9 of Cups reversed. There is something going on that you're not happy with. Figure out what it is and what you have to do to fix it. And for Gemini's Sun, is that your card? Is this your card? I'm giving them both to you. For Gemini Sun, 4 of Wands reversed, and in a rare move, 4 of Pentacles reversed and the King of Wands. I think you are learning how to be generous with yourself when you think about your journey forward and who you are. I think there's been so much in your life that has caused you to not be generous when you think about your own identity, to think about yourself in a negative way. And I think you're learning to reverse that. Medium that rocks, good to see you. Thanks for being here. I am loving seeing pictures of you working the Ren Fair. That is so cool. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than a year. And thanks for using members only emojis. Monday's card is the King of Swords, taking your place at the table. How did you do? Extraordinarily well. Keep on going. This is fabulous. We've got the Hanged Man reversed. You are large and in charge. You are taking control and you are making up for lost time. Well done. You are like a rocket. Fabulous. Ashley, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Here's a card to end your week. 5 of Cups reversed. Ashley, I feel like there are some things going on that really have been sad or upsetting, but I think you're doing a great job with whatever healing you need to do and hanging on to whatever positivity you need to. You're doing a great job. Lumen, so good to see you. Thanks for being a member. We've missed you. I hope you're doing great. Wrapping you up, with the 7 of Swords. So Lumen, I feel like this week and maybe ongoing, you have been dealing with trying to figure out what is the true thing or what is the right thing or how do I handle this thing? Maybe there's a person or a situation around you that where it feels like there's a lack of integrity. One way or the other, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. Audrey M., they use tarot to figure out who's getting kicked off from a reality show. That is hilarious, and I want to know more. Thanks for the heads up on that. Okay. And Michelle's Mystic Corner, you have asked for a card for your daughter, who is 18, certainly. Five of Swords reversed. You know, this week, I think you've done a good job figuring out that you have to make compromises in life. You have to, things will not always go the way you want, and you know that, obviously. You have to make compromises, you have to work with people, and you have to figure things out. And you're doing that, and it's the right thing. Okay, Revival of Venus. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. And thank you again for the really generous super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. Revival of Venus. Here we go. The Emperor. So I feel like this week you did a great job showing up for everything. Like whether it's about work or home or whatever, you are being considerate of others. You are thinking about your own reputation and how you move forward. You are doing great work and you are showing up in a great way. And so even though there's some restructuring going on at work, I think you're doing just a great job. Do you agree? TJ and GA, it is so good to see you. Thanks for being here. We're going to do you and your daughter. TJ, we have the Ace of Pentacles reversed, which makes me wonder if there's been a health issue, a financial issue, a job issue, or just feeling a lack of grounding. One way or the other, if that's the case, it's okay. Just find your grounding and all will be well. And for your daughter, TJ, the same card. So it may be that the two of you are going through something together. Maybe it's a family structure issue. Maybe it's a where is home issue and how are we going to make this work? Maybe you're each individually going through the same thing, but it feels like, do we have the resources and what is the grounding and what are we doing to make sure we're okay? And it's the same thing for both of you. All right, Jeannie Mnuchin, you took a cat nap. Did we miss you? Did you miss me? I don't think so. I think it's still coming up, but I will check. Okay. Gen Xers just walk it off. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. No Monday card, no problem. Thank you so much for the generous super sticker. And thank you for your kind and wise words while you're here. Here is your card. Look at you with your King of Pentacles. This week you did a really good job. You did a great job taking care of business, being a strong leader, doing what needs to be done, being an exemplar. So very well done. Thank you for your kind words. Love you right back. And good job. Okay, Jeannie, you were before. Okay, control room. Did I miss Jean Mnuchin? Okay, looks like it's coming up. Okay. Okay, thank you. Yep, Eric Hernandez, good to see you. Eric Hernandez, I love doing dream interpretation. I'm not doing that right now, though. What we do is a card to wrap up your week, and that's what I'm going to do. And Eric, wrapping up your week, King of Swords. I think you're doing a good job paying attention to what makes the most sense for you and communicating appropriately. Okay. Jill Bowen over on Facebook. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Jill Bowen, here's a card to wrap up your week. 10 of Swords. Jill, I think it was a tough week, one way or the other, whether it has to do with things you're going through or just things going on in your head. I feel like it's been tough. And what I think needs to happen is there is some need for healing, and there's a need to not stay up in your head too much. Okay, Gina Mnuchin, I'm going to do you right now because I'm not seeing you, so I'm not sure where you are or were, but I see you. So I'm going to do you. Thanks for being a member. We really appreciate you. Here is a card to wrap up your week. 8 of Swords. Unfortunately, this is, fairly familiar. There's anxiety. But the thing is, when we have this card, we recognize that things are difficult, but you're finding ways to get out of this situation. And I think that's what you're working on. You're working on figuring out how to make appropriate change, and it's working. Oh, and you started with a reversed queen. So I think you're finding your way. Okay, there it is. We found you. I didn't see you. I think we, thank you, control room. So yeah, you are, it's difficult, but you are finding your way, finding your power. Okay. Shadowlight, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Six of Wands reversed. Wrapping up your week, I think there's a lot going on where you're not recognizing that you are a winner and you can be a winner. And that's what I think you need to work on, is recognizing that about yourself. Theranaya, so good to see you. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. You are up next. Give me 1 second, just catching up with myself here. Okay. Theranaya. High Priestess. This week, you did a great job staying balanced, staying peaceful within yourself, staying connected to spirit, and being in your own wisdom. Well done. Rebecca Dusk, so good to see you. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. Here is a card for you. Two of Swords. This week, I think you've done a good job trying to listen to your own wisdom rather than being affected by your emotions or the influence of others. This helps you feel peaceful and it helps you in your decision making. All right. Who is next? RSDSS on Twitch, thanks for the salute. I appreciate that. We seem to be at last call for readings, y'all. I appreciate all of you. Thank you to everyone who helped out with super chats and super stickers today. Thank you to the members, the moderators. I appreciate you all. You can see that we have Weird Wednesday coming up. And for this coming Weird Wednesday, Eric and I are going to do rune readings for you. So get your question. Yes, you missed yours, Lisa E, and it was kind of a powerful one. So make sure you go back and get it. So what else did I want to say? I'm available for readings. I have time today. I have time over the weekend. I'm around. Reach out. You can see me in my office in Stuart. You can see me, Stuart, Florida. You can see me via Zoom, phone, FaceTime, WhatsApp, you name it, we can do it. There is a link to book. Go ahead and make that happen. I will be back tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern time, with your Saturday Psychic Sampler, where you can ask one juicy question. Beyond that, I want to say thank you so much. Really appreciate you. And I will look forward to seeing you all really soon. Take care.